How can I publish my book without paying $5,000 to $10,000? Hi, I'm Golden Angel. This is Just the Tip, Author's Tips for Authors. And honestly, if you are asking this, I'm kind of assuming that you have been contacted by someone, some company, some publishing company that is offering to publish your book for you and do all the hard work if you just shell out $6,000 to them. That is what we call a vanity publishing company. There are much cheaper, much easier ways to get your book out into the world. I don't recommend using those. They will do what they tell you. They will cover all of the expenses of publishing. They will take all of that off of your shoulders. However, at that point, once the book is out, their job is done. They have made the money that they know they could make, probably more money than a solo book will make, royalty and like retail wise, they have made just producing your book. That is where they are getting their money from, is by getting people to pay them to produce the books, not by selling the books that they produce. So if all you want is your book out in the world, that's a viable option. However, you can still, if all you want is your book out in the world and you don't care if you make money from it, there are still cheaper ways to do it. Maybe not easier, but cheaper. So you probably want a proofreader or editor, which you can look around online, ask other authors who they use. There are sites like Readsy. You can also utilize sites like Upworks or Fiverr. You can also do self-edits. Like, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. A really good way to do self-edits is like a text-to-speech, where you have, like, Word will do this, where it will read the book to you, your book to you, and you will hear the mistakes. And that's a lot better than like just reading through it by yourself, because our eyes tend to skip over the mistakes because our brain knows what should be there. But something about listening to it, you actually do end up hearing those things that your eyes just skip over. So that's a way that you can do it for free. You can also do like buddy edits. You can join a critique group, stuff like that, in order to get your book edited, proofread into good enough shape to put out in the world. When it comes to what else you need, oh, my hair, sorry. When it comes to what else you need to actually release your book, you need a book cover. Again, you can utilize places like Fiverr. You can use a site like Get Covers. You can ask around to your author friends, most of whom will have cover designers who will work for less than $200 for like a full set cover of like the audiobook, the ebook, and the paperback, and you can get that for less than $200. I have a guy on Fiverr that I use where I can get like just the ebook for about $15. It's like you can find good quality covers without having to shell out a ton of money. And you can get the images, you can like use something like Deposit Photos, Adobe Stock, Big Stock Photos, places like that to get the cover image. You can also sometimes if you like, depending on the cover artist, like the guy I use on Fiverr, I pay him $15 because I just send him the image that I want. But if you don't even want to do that, like, he will go find the cover image for you. You just have to pay a little bit more, and the cover is still under $50. So you can also do places like Get Covers, who will ask you what kind of cover you want, and they will find the image for you and put it on the cover. And you can also be like, oh, that's not quite the image I want. Like, you can do edits, you can do tweaks, stuff like that. And then you'll need to format it, and you don't have to pay anything at all for that. You can either use, like, there's online tutorials about how to format a Word document into something that you can just like upload onto Amazon. You can do it through Books to Read, with the two, BOOKS number 2 READ. Or no, sorry, that's the Draft to Digital. You want to use Draft to Digital. Books to Read is where you'll get the link from. But Draft to Digital, you don't have to publish through them. Like, if you want to be exclusive to Kindle Unlimited, you do not have to use Draft to Digital publish through. However, you can upload a Word document to there, run through the whole thing, and it will format the book for you into an EPUB, which you can then upload to Amazon. So even if you don't want to be a wide author and you do want to be in Kindle Unlimited, you can still utilize Draft to Digital for free to format your book. You could also pay someone to do it, and there are people who will do it for very inexpensive. Again, less than $100, less than half of $100 a lot of the time if you're not asking for anything fancy, and especially if you are just doing the ebook. If you're doing the paperback, the cost might go up a little bit more, but again, it's not going to be wildly out of that realm. So even if we spent like the top of the line, let's say you did decide to hire a proofreader, that's going to depend on your word count, but let's say you pay like $1,000. You have a really long book, you get it edited and proofread for $1,000. You pay $200 for a cover, you pay $100 to get it formatted, you're at $1,300. And that's all you need to upload your book. You don't have to spend any money on anything else to actually publish your book. So I hope that helps. If you guys have any other questions, please let me know. For more tips like this, please make sure to follow, share, subscribe. And if you have any other questions that you would like me to go more in depth to, make sure to check out the 4 authors link in my bio. I do have a live Q&A coming up. As well as you can do one-on-one indie consults, and I have a presentation on money mistakes that authors make coming up as well that you can sign up for there. Thank you so much and have a great day.